Well, Gareth, goes without saying, a very difficult day for your team. What's your immediate reaction?
Defensively, I can see now why the team is really struggling, because we were very poor defensively today. There's some Cambridge haven't ripped us apart with football. It's been basic stuff, 3 restarts of a game. Just that we haven't dealt with, 2 throw-ins that they've got in on, which is criminal, and then at the end there, the free kick, we're just not alive, and it's stuff that I've tried to work on, but the boys aren't switched on at times, and we've got to be better than that. We must be better than that, because we give ourselves mountains to climb, and I've had to change up a little bit today, but it shouldn't have been that much of a problem, I got to look at a few more players today, which is good, but I don't want to run out of games checking the players out. We need to start getting points. We've got to start winning games, and if we come to places like this and concede 4 in what was not great conditions, but both teams had it, and we've got to make sure that we compete for first balls, we compete for second balls. We played some decent stuff, second half, of course. We tried to play a little bit more today, but the team that won were the team that were very pragmatic, very efficient at what they did, stuck crosses in the box, got their heads on the end of them, and we didn't do that at the other end and defended very poorly in our box. That was the game today. Both boxes, really, it was okay. It was much of a muchness in the middle. Both boxes, we weren't good enough.
And what about that start as well, to be 1-0 down after barely a minute?
Again, I look at it, I've seen the goal on the video, and there's obvious errors in there, I don't point out, because I'm not like that in public. People find out eventually with my team selection, and with January around the corner, I'm hoping we can maybe bring some reinforcements in. But again, the boys have got to take responsibility once they're out on the pitch to defend better than they have. You can't concede 4 goals away and expect anything out of the game. Cambridge were better than us today because they did the basics better than us, and that really disappoints me, because my teams do that. Again, the identity's there. We gave everything. We fought, but sometimes, too often this season, just we haven't been good enough, and today was definitely one of those games.
How much is this as an eye-opener for you? You had that fantastic start against Birmingham, and now this a couple of weeks on.
Listen, Birmingham was probably the perfect team. They play football in front of you, but the majority of the division is very much like this. It's up and at 'em football, Like I say, I don't know if Cambridge put 3 or 4 passes together today, but they definitely put 1 or 2, which was crosses and headers into our goal, and we have to defend that better. It was a terrible day. The goal kicks weren't reaching the halfway line. The others were going through. There's free kicks. The quality wasn't great on the ball. As I say, I bet we had probably as much possession as we've had at times today. We really did. But it didn't come to anything, You've got to defend your box, and you've got to be clinical in the other box. I think their second goal, we have a tap-in at one end. That should be a goal for us. And then they break on us, and it's absolute chaos, which again is something I've worked on. It's something that we call the lockout. We're trying to make sure that we're in control of if they break on us. They weren't in control. There was no communication. There's a lack of leaders. I really, really hope that we can get it together quickly, because we're going to start running out of games and be cut adrift, and I don't want to be there.
Very early days, of course, for you at the football club. You've only had 3 matches so far, but you look at the table, it doesn't make great reading. 8 points adrift of safety as it stands, albeit with a lot of football still to be played. How much of a concern is it to you?
Listen, we got a game in hand, so we've got to win that, but of course it's concerning. But I wouldn't have come to the club, like I say, if I didn't know what the situation was. We're in the relegation zone. We had a great first win. I'm still positive. Yeah, absolutely. I believe that these boys can get out of it. But after a game like that really hurts me. And I feel for the fans. They've come all this way on such a treacherous day. They've braved the roads and the wind and the rain and everything. And I know there was 1 or 2 crosswords at the end with some of the players. I don't want it to get to that. I've been at clubs before where that's happened, and that's not nice. They are trying. If they're not good enough for the standard, then that's another issue. But they are trying. Please get behind us, because we will give our all. Like I say, it's going to be a tough season, definitely. We're in 8 points adrift now, like you say, but I still believe. I always did, and I've been in some situations that are a lot worse than this. You know, it's going to take a lot of work, and we're working hard. You know, it's in the family for a good few days now. You know, over a week, and that's because trying to work hard, improving these boys, you know, improving the club as a whole. You know, I'm really proud to be the manager of Shrewsbury Town, and I aim to be a good manager of Shrewsbury Town. But as I said when I first took over, there'll be some pain at the start. That was evident with the games I'd watched before I came, and definitely evident after today's game. But you know, all in all, we'll pick it back up. We'll get going again, because that's all we can do.
What do you want to see from your players over the next week? A week on the training ground, going into a really tough game against Wycombe Wanderers next week.
Wycombe's going to be a very tough game, you know, top of the league and flying high, and I know exactly what they're all about. But what I want to see from the boys is a reaction that they believe they can do it. I don't want anyone feeling sorry for themselves. I want them all coming in on Monday morning thinking, you know what, we want to put this right. We'll sit down, we'll watch the video, we'll go through some pain, because we need to see what went wrong and be embarrassed about sometimes how bad they were at times, you know, in certain moments. But they've given everything. They've run hard for me. They've fought for me, like I say. So I can't complain on that side of things. It just, the quality wasn't good enough. We've missed chances. We've definitely let too many easy goals in today, and that's got to be put right. But as I say, we go again. The beauty of football is we've got a game next week at home. I've got to pick them up. I'd like some winners and some leaders to emerge from the group. I really would, because when you're in a bad place, you know, a lot of people feel sorry for themselves, go inside themselves, go a little bit insular, and I don't need that. I need them to come out now and lead and start thinking, right, who are the warriors in the group? Who are the leaders? Who are the resilient ones? Who are the organisers? That's what I need to see. That's what I'm calling for, and hopefully some will come out and give me the goods.
Thanks for your time, Gareth.
Cheers, thank you.